And what a beautiful day. I'm the king of all time. And nothing is impossible in my all-powerful mind.
My name's John Holden, and I'm one of 3 directors for Ability, and we've been running the bushcraft residentials.
You have 3 arrows each. The object is to get 3 arrows inside the bucket. I have never ever seen anyone has got an arrow in the bucket. Ready?
Yep.
Go!
Oh!
It's got it! It's in the bucket! We got it in the bucket!
When Rudy was about, I think it's about 5 years old, I can't remember exactly, I must admit, it did get on top of me. So I have to think positively to be able to look after Rudy in a proper way that I should do, for myself and the rest of the family. And so it's so important for him to do things. He's got a very rare, severe form of epilepsy. It is life-threatening. He depends on you for everything, his welfare, his emotional security, everything. Yeah. And it is draining.
Yeah, so that's a very old tree. Imagine how many different people have wandered down through this wood in 350 years.
When I was told about bushcraft, my initial reaction was, I don't see how Rudy could do that. With all these problems, attention span and everything. I thought, well, is that safe? Then I looked into it, spoke to different people about it, found a couple of carers, which I know and trust, that are used to looking after Rudy. They went with him, and he had a marvellous time. It was wonderful. It was, groundbreaking for him. It's so totally different for him to do. Even myself, I wouldn't have thought that could ever happen.
What I want you to see if you can do is, can you stand around the tree and hold hands? Can you make a circle big enough to go around the trunk of the tree, okay?
One of the activities Rudy did was the bushcraft walk, where he was shown around all different trees and the different leaves and the twigs and everything else. And somebody else might think, why are they showing that child different trees and leaves? He's never going to get it. But I think he does. The different textures, the feel. He is intelligent, and I think he would have got something out of that. Even though he doesn't tell you back in words, I know that it was absorbed.
Rudy's had a brilliant day. He's really enjoyed himself. He's playing with everybody else at the moment. He's joined in everything, and he's really seems to be enjoying it all. And he's having a great time, and he's managing to do everything, and he's been fantastic. A real pleasure to be with today.
Rudy, where are you? Boo! Ah, there he is.
The carers did tell me on one occasion he was running around a lot, around the shed and different things and, playing, having fun. And that weekend he played a bit of rugby with some of the other children and they were great with him. And he's really good at throwing the ball, he's great. But the interaction that went on and the camaraderie was just wonderful. And he loved that. And, that is just priceless. And it's so refreshing and lovely to see Rudy making friends. Every 11-year-old should be allowed to make friends. And it's not something that I can give him as his mother at home alone. I can't do it. He needs stimulating. That was wonderful for the stimulation he got out of that. And making friends. And just learning about each other. It's just wonderful.
Yeah, good boy.
Let's go together.
And his self-esteem must have rocketed from that. I'm sure of it.
So these experiences that we've created in this short period of time, who knows where they're going to lead.
And what a beautiful day. I'm the king of all time. And nothing is impossible in my all-powerful mind.
We've been doing cooking, potting, and making Mother's Day's presents.
1, 2, 3.
And we've also been doing fruit cages and looking at wildlife and the differences between trees and stuff.
A lot of these kids have one-to-ones in schools and they're here with their peers, and we do have the challenges of behaviour and them having a bad day, but they can go off and have 5 minutes on their own and be watched without getting into any harm.
I'm 1 foot, aren't I? Yes. So I've got a foot to go. Most of the stuff I know now, I didn't know before.
We've all learned something, and I think we've all gained something from it. The children have gained a lot of skills for life, hopefully, and there was a lot of relationships built, and they're all asking to come back and do it with their mates again and see the progress of the garden. And hopefully it's going back into the classroom and the teachers are benefiting from it.
I've really enjoyed this because it's been a lot of fun and it's helped me to build up my confidence.
And what a beautiful day, I'm the king of all time, and nothing is impossible in my all-powerful mind.
When we were picked for the Drive and Survive, we all thought, oh my goodness, what's this going to be? But the more I thought about it, I thought, okay, let's find something new and something that would give that kind of adrenaline rush that, you know, we all thrive on, really.
Okay, do you want to go down there and find the other quad bikes? Yeah. I think it's nice and slow, all right?
1, 2, 3, lift. There, what a start.
We had one young girl who had quite a complex physical disability and learning disability, but she actually drove a 4x4 Discovery Land Rover. I've never quite seen anything like it in my life, because when it was time for her to get out, she didn't want to and in fact crawled back into the seat.
I mean, for me, that was one of the highlights of the whole of the series of events that we've put together. That encapsulated this sense of course we can, you know, of course Kelly can get something from driving a Land Rover around a really challenging track with the instructor leaning over with a specially made stick to press the accelerator while Kelly steered and beeped the horn and turned the indicators on and off and laughed as she drove. I would like to think that something from that will remain with her.
Squeeze it. Right, okay? Yeah. Oh, well done.
The more able young people were able to sit on quad bikes and go through quite a rigorous course through the woods, up and down hillocks, through very, very muddy puddles. See, we had a young lad who had quite an obvious learning disability, but he was able to master the controls. As well as that, the non-disabled young people were absolutely amazed at how well their disabled peers were able to do. And that was something, again, as a learning experience for them. Obviously, we had a high level of staffing and very experienced people who knew what to look out for. So at all times, everybody was safe, but there was a sense of risk involved, and that sense of excitement and exhilaration and doing something new provides such a buzz. Sometimes it's hard to measure or tell what that exactly is, but by people's behaviour and the excitement of sharing the experience afterwards, you know that it's been a worthwhile experience.
What was that like?
Amazing.
It's the kind of thing that makes you who you are, the memories that you have, the things that you do. We'll make sure that everybody has a photograph and a video clip of them driving up and down these hills. But it's very difficult to measure, apart from perhaps feedback from the young people and from their parents about later on that they've mentioned something that they've done. But I think it's what makes you who you are. It forms your character. And it's about having fun. I think that's the most important thing. We're measuring everything these days, and I don't know, sometimes I just feel it's about having fun. Young people want to live and they want to do things, and I think that's really important.
What we've discovered here is that these things work really, really well with a mixture of disabled and non-disabled participants. The other vital ingredient is to have an enthusiast running the activities.
And wasn't it incredible? So beautiful and above all, just to see the fuse get lit this time, to light a real bonfire for all time.
What we want to happen next is to offer these kinds of exciting opportunities to more and more disabled children and young people in Gloucestershire.
What a beautiful day! Impossible in my powerful mind. And what a beautiful day, the king of all time. And nothing is impossible in my powerful mind.
I don't really want it to come to an end.